I think President Trump is very confused, and therefore his messaging is very confused. But I would discount whatever he says about not needing to get a deal, comparing this to the length of, the Vietnam War, World War II. I mean, heaven forbid this lasts for years. That's the last thing anybody, including President Trump, wants. He's obviously desperate for a deal. That's why he sent Vice President Vance and his negotiating team to Islamabad, even before there was any assurance that the Iranians were going to reciprocate and send a team of their own. It's evident that he's blundered into this war that he thought would be over very quickly, and he needs to find a way out. And so far, he's not doing it with this bluster. In fact, what I think you're seeing now is that the blockade that he is enforcing against Iran is to some extent backfiring. I think it's possible that last week, Iran might have opened up the Strait of Hormuz if Trump had reciprocated by lifting the U.S. blockade. Instead, he doubled down. And so my very modest suggestion, which I make in a new piece on the Council on Foreign Relations website, is instead of trying to resolve all the outstanding issues between the U.S. and Iran, of which there are decades worth, and they're not going to be resolved in another meeting, one meeting in Islamabad, I think the way forward is an open for open deal where we agree to lift our blockade of Iran, and in return, Iran agrees to lift their blockade of the Strait of Hormuz and get global commerce flowing, which is going to be in Iran's interest, it's going to be in our interest, it's going to be in the world's interest, and then that'll buy some time to try to hash out a deal on the nuclear issue and others that are not going to be susceptible to a speedy resolution.